Hey everyone, Pastor George here with Mailbag Fridays, and this week I actually got three questions, and this wasn't this week. This is actually like 2 weeks ago. It actually was last month. As you can tell, I've had a little bit of a backlog. But anyway, Bill Heller reached out to me, and he had three questions for me, and so luckily that gives me content, and I don't have to pull any teeth in order to get questions for the next 4 weeks. Because I'm not doing one next week, obviously, because I'll be on vacation. So. One of the questions he asks is this. He asks, one of the 10 commandments is to honor the Sabbath. How as Christians should we do that? Does it mean that we shouldn't mow the lawn, clean the house, etc. on Sundays? That's a really good question. And there's been a lot of debate about these things, especially within the Reformed tradition out of which we come as Presbyterians, right? The Puritans and many other more conservative-leaning reform movements have pushed for what is called sabbatarianism, which is a high emphasis on the Lord's Day, where there is expected that you will not do very much work. And many of the things that you mentioned, like mowing the lawn, cleaning the house, would be seen by them to be unseemly, right? Because it's meant to be a day of meditation and worship. They were very famous for banning maypoles, which are those things that people used to run around back in the days before anyone had any sort of fun thing to do in England at the time, because on Sunday, because they believed that was meant to just be for prayer and worship and Sabbath and rest. And so that's how they've interpreted it. Of course, I would say our culture has gone very much in the opposite. Like, that's the conservative end of the spectrum, then a very liberal end of the spectrum, where we basically allow anyone to do anything on Sundays, right? And we've actually killed kind of any sort of holiness that day kind of presented, right? Especially outside the church, but even in the church, I mean, a lot of us compete. A lot of us, meaning not pastors, but churches, compete for people's time on Sunday morning, and that really shouldn't be the case, right? It shouldn't be the choice between going to a baseball game or going to church. It should be going to church, right? But this is the type of thing. The point of the Sabbath is not what you can and can't do, right? Was the Sabbath made for man or man made for the Sabbath, right? It's what Jesus is talking about there. And the Sabbath was made for man, and man is meant to rest, right? And we can get rest in doing these leisure activities, but it's also meant to be a time of worship. And if that's not a part of a Sabbath, then it is wasting it, right? I often talk about Sabbath rest being something where you actually do take a rest from the normal things that you engage in, right? So, for instance, I take my Sabbath on Saturdays. So I will I will not think about worship really at all on Saturdays, even Saturday nights, and I will just focus on devotional time in the morning and resting the rest of the day, taking my things off the more heady pursuits towards God that I engage in, and focusing more on the everyday. And so I don't think it's about action, but it's about intention. What you use the Sabbath for. Is it meant to just be a day where you can hang out and day drink or something? It's like, no, that's not the point of it. The point of it is to rest and to focus on God, right? And that's what we try and should try and inculcate in ourselves. So that's a really good question, Bill. I'll answer your other two later when I get back from vacation. Everyone, thanks for keeping sending questions, and I hope to see you all virtually or in person Sunday morning, and in person for our nightly service on Sunday nights. So I will see you all then. You all have a wonderful Friday. Peace out.